Do you feel like your belly reacts to everything you eat? Does your body seem to fight back after every meal? Do you often need to run to the bathroom? Is your stool loose? Does your belly feel bloated or sore, or do you just feel totally drained? And maybe there's even inflammation in your gut whether you feel it or not. If this sounds familiar, you might be having a food intolerance, something that happens to people with Crohn's disease and also with other intestinal complaints. In this video, we will talk about how to recognize signs of a food intolerance, how a food intolerance starts, and how to test for it. My name is Jeroen Leduc. I am the founder of Crohn Proof, a company I started because I've been where you are. I've had Crohn's myself, and now, together with a team of therapists and nutrition specialists, we help people like you figure out what is really going on inside your body so you can take clear steps to restore your health, feel better, and get your life back. How do you know if you have a food intolerance? Let me tell you a quick story about my colleague Roseanne. She was standing in my office one day and said that second cappuccino was a bad idea. My stomach hurt so much. It wasn't the first time she said that. Roseanne knows she can have one cappuccino without a problem, but if she drinks a second one, she gets bloated, crampy, and her belly gets very active. That's what a food intolerance can look like. You can eat a small amount and feel okay, but once you eat more than your body can handle, symptoms show up. Everyone has a different tolerance level and everybody reacts on its own way. Me? I personally react to sunflower seeds and hazelnuts. If I eat them by accident, I don't feel much right away, but the next day my poop is loose and I need to go to the toilet more often. That's how I know. This is a mild reaction, but some people react much stronger, to the point where they need to run to the bathroom within 30 minutes, like their whole meal just shoots right out. In rare cases, someone might even need to go to the hospital, but that's usually an allergy, not an intolerance. Most people with a food intolerance notice symptoms like loose or mushy poop, feeling bloated, pain or gas, and a belly that just feels off. So, how does a food intolerance even start? Let me break it down nice and simple. When you eat, food goes to your stomach and then into your intestines. If your digestion works well, the food is broken down into tiny particles called molecules. They pass through your gut wall and into your blood, which carries them to your liver, where they're used for energy, cell repair, and other important jobs. Your immune system always watches what comes through your gut wall. If everything is broken down properly, there is no problem. It gives the green light, this is safe, and everything keeps running like normal. But things don't always go right. If you're under chronic stress for longer periods of time, it can weaken your digestion. This can lead to a leaky gut, where the gut wall lets in things that aren't fully broken down. Now your immune system sees big chunks of food, the strings of molecules, in places where they don't belong. If your immune system is healthy and works the way it should, it just cleans them up without a problem. But when your immune system is overworked, maybe because of stress, or because you eat and drink all day and it never gets a break, or because you're missing key nutrients, then it is forced into backup mode. And in that mode, your immune system can't respond with specialists anymore. Instead, the backup team takes over, and that team isn't so precise. When it spots a threat, it responds with inflammation. And sometimes it even tags these normal things, like food, as dangerous. Let's say a piece of hazelnut slips through your gut wall. It's not fully broken down, just a string of molecules. Your immune system is in backup mode. It sees that piece and thinks, wait a second, this doesn't belong here. So it attacks the intruder, and while doing that, it saves the unique code of the hazelnut. It stores it in the memory as something dangerous. Now that hazelnut is in your immune system's most wanted list. The next time you eat hazelnuts and a small piece of hazelnut slips through your gut wall, your immune system will recognize this intruder and it will react faster and stronger than before. Very useful in case of real intruders, not so much when it's about normal foods. At first, your body might react with loose stool, belly pain or cramps. But if it keeps happening and your immune system keeps running into the same intruder, the reaction gets stronger. Every time, your body responds a little more, and the symptoms can get worse over time. Now imagine this doesn't just happen with one food, but with several foods you eat every single day. Every meal pushes your gut and immune system further on edge, and the worst part, you don't even realize it's happening. Science shows this is really common in people with Crohn's disease. Why? Because the small intestine, the place where your food gets absorbed, is often inflamed. And when that happens, your immune system is more likely to tag all kinds of foods as dangerous. In our practice, we see this all the time, and not just in people with Crohn's. We also see food intolerances in people with colitis, IBS, or with gut issues that don't even have a diagnosis yet. That is why we always run a food intolerance test when we work one-on-one with someone. So, how do you test for a food intolerance? We do this with a blood test. In the lab, we check if your immune system is reacting to specific foods. The biggest test we use looks at 216 different ones. We check for two types of immune reactions, IgE and IgG. IgE reactions happen fast, usually within minutes. These are the strong, obvious reactions like swollen lips, itchy skin, belly pain, and even trouble breathing. These reactions are hard to miss. Your body goes on high alert right away. IgG reactions are slower and much harder to spot. They can show up hours later or even the next day. The most common symptoms are bloating, belly pain, loose stool, and feeling tired or foggy. Because they show up so late, you don't always connect them to what you ate. Like me with hazelnuts, I don't feel it right away, I see it the next day on the toilet. You might wonder if the elimination diet is a good option. For some people, yeah, it can help, but keep in mind it's a lot of work. You have to follow a very strict diet for a while and then slowly add foods back in, one by one, to see if your body reacts. That can work, but it's not easy. You need a lot of patience and not every reaction shows up right away. Take Roseanne and the cappuccino. The first one, no problem. The second, belly pain and complaints. Even if your body doesn't scream, meaning even if the symptoms aren't obvious, there might still be a reaction happening on the inside. Maybe you feel it later as bloating, cramps or soft stool. Maybe you don't feel it at all, but the reaction is there and it can get worse over time. That is the power of a blood test. It gives you clear answers. You know exactly what's triggering your immune system, and once you know, you can take it out and give your gut and your immune system some peace. This is my own test I did back in the day, and as you can see, my body reacts to sunflower seeds and hazelnuts. Here's another test from one of my clients. They loved eating nuts because they're considered healthy and full of good fats. But take a look. High IgG levels for several types of nuts, including cashews, pecans and Brazil nuts. No wonder they kept having gut issues. Their immune system was constantly on edge. And here's test number 2. In this case, the highest reaction were to casein and sheep's milk. And casein is a protein found in all cow dairy products. And here's the last example. This person had strong reactions to chicken egg, pork and wild boar. Foods they thought were perfectly safe, but their immune system told a different story. As you can see, no two tests looks the same. Some people react to common foods, others to things they'd never expect. As long as your immune system keeps running into these dangerous foods, it stays on high alert. It keeps making antibodies and the reaction just keeps going. But if you stop eating those foods and stop that daily exposure, the reaction begins to fade and your immune system, it can finally calm down. This isn't just theory. Medical research shows that when people stop eating the foods they react to, the number of antibodies goes down. Less exposure leads to less immune response. In other words, take away the trigger and you take the pressure off your immune system. It finally gets a chance to calm down, and that's when healing becomes possible. With the right plan, you can do this. Not just improve your digestion, but actually calm your gut, reduce irritation, and take the constant pressure off your immune system. That way, your body can absorb nutrients the way it's meant to, and your immune system gets the support it needs to step out of the backup mode and find its balance again, with peace in your gut and in your life. Let's wrap it up. If food isn't fully broken down and your immune system is overworked, it can start reacting to normal, everyday foods. At first, that might show up as loose stools or cramps. But over time, the reaction can get stronger and it can even spiral into a flare-up. You can try an elimination diet or you can do a simple blood test. That test shows you exactly what your body is reacting to. Once you know, you can avoid those foods, calm the inflammation and give your belly the chance to heal. That means fewer urges, fewer toilet runs and more control over your life. It's one of the steps you can take to restore your health, one step at a time in the right direction. Do you want to do a test like this yourself? Click the link below this video. We will tell you exactly how it works and how we can help you. And if you know someone who really needs this info, share this video. Let's spread the word and help more people understand what's going on inside their gut and what they can do about it. That's it for today, my kings and queens. I wish you all the best. Let's get your shit together.